So when a woman becomes less responsive, what do you do? Now, as men, we tend to be very logical. We tend to be very logical beings, and we want to systematically work our way through a situation. We want to systematically work our way through a situation. And subsequent to that, as men, we may think we need to do more. We need to be even more present in a woman's life when she becomes less responsive. But what you need to understand is the subconscious language is very different to the conscious language. And the language of love is very different to a logical conversation. So when a woman becomes less responsive, what you want to do is you initially want to give her a bit of space. It might be something very, very practical or very simple, as she's had a busy day, or it could be that something's happened in that day. But if it's maybe been some time that is substantially longer than the gaps that you're used to, then I would just reach out and say, hi, I haven't heard from you in 2 days, 3 days, and I'm just checking in to make sure that everything's okay. And after that, you've let her know that you're there to support her. She's aware of that. And from that point onwards, I would back off. I would back off. And it's not a game. Like, when I make videos, I want to make clear that what I'm teaching isn't so much a technique or a trick or a manipulation. It's just emotional intelligence and awareness when dealing with people. And in this video, specifically dealing with women, what I'm teaching with regards to women isn't a trick or a manipulation. It's simple in the sense that you've let her know that you're there to support her. Now you're going to back off, because now she knows if she wants you to support her, she's very well aware that you are willing to do that. And she will reach out if she feels that she wants to. And sometimes I've had situations in the past where I've let a woman know that, I'm here for you. And maybe a few days later, she will then let me know what's on her mind, but only when she's ready to do so. And if she's ready to do so, it could be something to do with you. It could be absolutely nothing to do with you whatsoever. It could be nothing to do with you whatsoever. And if it is nothing to do with you whatsoever and you pressure her, then it could become something to do with you. So sometimes, women, have similarities to men, but women also have a lot of differences to men. And sometimes the way that a woman's mind works is very different to men. And sometimes as men, we can learn about women, but we will never be women. So there are certain things that we're not exactly going to 100% understand. And therefore, it's very important to allow a woman to have space to process what she's going through. It could be a myriad of things that is the reason why she's become less responsive. It could be because of family. It could be because of past situations. It could be because of her work life. It could be anything. It could be you. It could be you. It could be something that you've done, and she may even think it's not worth ruining the relationship over, but she just needs a little bit of space to process and calm down. And it's very important to show that you're there to support, but also to back off, have the emotional maturity to back off. And ultimately, this will help in situations. I've been that guy where I've made loads of mistakes in the past when I was like 18, 19, 20 years old with women. And if a woman backed off, I would say, how could you be backing off? I've done this for you. I've done that for you. Like, making all these mistakes when I lack the emotional intelligence to understand that you're dealing with people. And when you're dealing with people, you can't expect people to be on the same page as you every single day. And people go through good days, bad days. There may be a day a woman could be absolutely in love with you, but she could be having a bad day, and that could impact the way that she interacts with you that day. You can't always take it personally. And one last thing I'm going to say in this video, one last thing I'd like to add is, if a woman is a little bit less responsive to you, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes, especially if it's not serious, you shouldn't even notice. So when I was casually dating a lot more when I was younger, and not to the point when I was 18, 19, 20, when I was a little bit more emotionally mature, and I was dating multiple women and talking to multiple women, sometimes if they didn't reply for a day or two, I wouldn't even notice. And it's not in like a bragging way, but because because I'm a man on my mission and on my goals. And back then I was, you know, a bit less, but I was still on my mission and on my goals. If a woman went quiet and it wasn't serious, I wouldn't even notice. And then I go on my phone and I'll be, oh, it's been 2 days. Oh, I didn't even realize. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that because sometimes it shouldn't be getting to you. You know, if it's a serious relationship, then I understand. But if you're just dating casually and you're just getting to know people, you shouldn't even notice some of the time. Some of the time you shouldn't even notice. And sometimes a woman would reply to me and I would check the message and it's like, oh, she took 2 days to reply. Oh, I didn't even realize. So maybe she backed off for 2 days and I literally didn't know. So that's just something to keep in mind. You know, if you are casually dating and getting to know people and you're dating multiple people, seeing who is right for you, you should be so busy that you shouldn't even really notice. But if it's something serious, then yes, you should notice and, you know, reach out, show you're there to support, but also give people the space to go through what they're going through. Just like sometimes, you know, I know I can speak for myself. I like to be alone sometimes. A lot of the time, you know, I enjoy my own company. Sometimes it's just that. Sometimes after a busy day, you know, sometimes after a busy day, I just want to relax. And sometimes it's a lot easier. Sometimes, you know, I had women in the past saying, oh, you updated your story or you updated your status, but you didn't reply to me. It's a lot easier to write a quick status than to read and take the time to concentrate on what someone's saying and give a thoughtful response and to just quickly upload a status. So sometimes you can't take it personally. You know, sometimes you can't take it personally. So just back off, give people the space, let them know you're there and they'll come to you. You know, she will come to you if and when she's ready. And when a woman wants you to be present and around for her situation, what she's going through, she will let you know. Trust me, she will let that be known. Let me know what you think. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I make a new video. If you appreciate my work and want to leave a donation, there's a link for that in the description. There's a link for that in the description. With that, enjoy the rest of your day. See you on the next one.